I worked on the Song of America 27 years ago in 1989, and today the ship has a new name, the Celestyal Olympia, with Celestial Cruises. I'm Barry Vaudrin, and my world revolves around the cruise industry. On this YouTube channel, you can experience the incredible cruise vacation industry through my eyes at Cruising with Barry. I thought it was very, very interesting when Royal Caribbean sold this ship that they allowed the new owners to keep the Viking Crown Lounge, which is a lounge around the funnel. That was a trademark of Royal Caribbean back in the day. I'm on the bridge of the Celestyal Olympia, and I'm with the captain. What a wonderful opportunity to talk with you. What is your name, sir?
My name is Yannis Foundoukas, Captain Yannis Foundoukas. I'm from Greece.
Where in Greece?
Athens.
How long have you been at sea?
At sea. See, I'm since 78, but I'm captain the last 15 years.
You have done an incredible job of taking so well care of this ship. The ship looks fantastic. Everywhere I go, I'm just amazed at how well the ship looks.
The thing is that we have a crew that they love the ship. I mean, they feel like home, so they try to keep their home as it is their home. I mean, as it home in land, let's say. So that's why you see the ship in such a good shape.
Well, thank you for having us on your bridge.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
On this iconic Aegean itinerary, we stopped in Mykonos. Then our next port was Kusadasi, Turkey, where we visited the ancient city of Ephesus. This was a very port-intensive itinerary where we visited sometimes 2 ports in one day. I'm fascinated with ancient cities, and Ephesus has been on my bucket list of places to visit for many years. All right, we are in Ephesus. This is my guide. What is your name, sir?
Emre, E-M-R-E, Emre.
Okay, now tell us a little bit about Ephesus. Now, we walked through this main street. Tell us about Main Street.
Well, this was the main street of Ephesus, one of the busiest streets connecting the residential area, the commercial area here, with the state part of the city, with all shops located on both sides, with some luxurious ones as well. And they had all the dwelling units of the rich ones on the slopes on our right-hand side. This was a very flourished, rich city. It was known as Lumen Asia, the light of Asia. That was the capital of the Asian province of Roman Empire, considered to be the second biggest city after Rome.
Wow. Tell us about this structure behind us.
Well, this is the fascinating facade of the Library of Celsius. Has nothing to do with the temperature, of course, we're using today, Celsius. That is different. Celsius was one of the proconsuls of the Asian province of Roman Empire in the 2nd century. His son built this library in order to dedicate it to his father, and that became the 3rd biggest library of the ancient world.
Well, when was the last time Ephesus was populated?
Well, we should say 6th and 7th century AD. Then the Ephesians, they had to abandon the city because of the mosquitoes, because of malaria. They abandoned the city.
Thanks a lot.
You're very welcome.
Our next port was the island of Patmos, where John the Apostle from the Bible was exiled to Patmos in chains. And it was here in Patmos where John had an epic encounter with God, where he wrote Revelations. The Apostle John also wrote the Gospel according to John and the books 1 John, 2 John, and 3 John before his exile to Patmos. It was truly fascinating to see the alleged spot, a cave in the hills where John may have had his encounter with God. The story also suggests that at the very moment of God's communication with John, the rocks split above the cave with 3 cracks. The very spot where the Apostle John may have laid his head at night, and the exact spot where John may have stood to write Revelations against the side of the cave is clearly marked and can be seen by visitors. This was truly a pilgrimage I was thrilled to experience as a Christian and a believer in the gospel of the Bible. We also visited a chapel fortress on one of the highest hills in Patmos that was constructed 1,000 years after the Apostle John was there. I had the opportunity to speak with one of the monks at the entrance to the chapel. The artwork on the walled entrance to the chapel was exquisite, and the museum on site was filled with artifacts with huge historical significance. Our next port was Rhodes. There's a huge walled palace, which is one of the oldest medieval ancient sites. I was really interested in the stories of the giant 100-foot statue that once stood here in this seaside city, the Colossus, which is in the history books one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. All right, this is a site. We are in Rhodes, and this is an archaeological site that has not really been excavated yet. It is high up on a hill, and it's a possible place where they think the Colossus statue may have been, but actually right behind us, or right behind me, is a Apollo temple that they're trying to rebuild. But this is really fascinating. I love this ancient studies. What's really fascinating, I think, about Rhodes is the Colossus. Now, you have a theory that you think you know where it probably could have been.
The Colossus is one of the most, if not the most important, the most well-known ancient landmark of Rhodes. The Colossus was not standing in front of the port, according to archaeological research of the past years. There are 2 theories. Either it was standing close to the palace of the Great Master where we are right now, because the archaeologists found a base while the palace was being restored, or at the Acropolis of Rhodes, where the most important monument over there, the Temple of Apollo, is.
So it could have been here, like
it could have been.
within
It could have been
just
here.
a few feet of here.
It could have been here, just a few feet from here, but the area has changed after 23 centuries. The landscape have changed, and we are not sure. We cannot be sure. The only thing that we can be sure is that, according to written sources, when the Colossus fell, it destroyed 30 houses that were lying nearby. So for sure, the Colossus was not standing in front of the port with both his legs open and the boats passing underneath. That's for sure. The other, we don't know.
Well, Nicholas, thank you very much for this great tour.
Thank you very much for being with me.
The giant Colossus statue collapsed during an earthquake in 226 BC. We stopped at the island of Crete to visit some ancient ruins, then off to Santorini to watch the sunset. Barry here with Cruising Authority. I'm cruising with Celestial Cruises, and we're in beautiful Santorini watching a sunset. Wow, amazing. Barry here at Cruising Authority. Chances are you love to travel as much as I do, but some of you don't have the flexibility to travel where and when you want because you're stuck in a timeshare that you can't get out of. Well, I'm here to give you hope right now and suggest that you go to this website, timeshareexitteam.com. The experts there will take a look at your case and your timeshare situation, and they will get you out of your timeshare, 100% guaranteed. Contact those experts right now at timeshareexitteam.com and tell them Barry at Cruising Authority sent you. This is the reception area, the reception desk when you come on board the Celestyal Olympia. In the days of the Song of America, this is where we embarked all of our passengers. They came through doors here, and our cruise staff would stand here greeting every single passenger as they came aboard. So I have very fond memories of this room because I spent a lot of time here greeting passengers. Back in the day, as the Song of America, this was a deck with a bar, but now there is actually a buffet bar restaurant here, and there are large windows that open up so you can still get that ocean air in the room. But it's a very clever, very nice lounge or nice dining, casual dining area where you can use the buffet, get a coffee, whatever you'd like, but it's a very comfortable room, and it's all enclosed now. Well, as you can see, there's plenty of deck space here on the Celestyal Olympia, and I still see the teak decking, which is really beautiful. This is the very small but very intimate library aboard the Celestyal Olympia. Our cruise on the Celestyal Olympia concluded in Athens, and we had a wonderful tour of the city and, of course, the Acropolis on the hill. Finally made it here to the famous Acropolis on top of the mountain here in Athens. Had a wonderful cruise with Celestyal Olympia and Celestial Cruises, but now this is kind of the last big excursion that we're on, and of course right behind me is the Acropolis on the hill. Fantastic tours here. I was impressed with the Celestyal Cruises brand, which is distinctly Greek, and I would wholeheartedly endorse this cruise line as one of the best choices for cruising the Greek islands in an authentic environment.